What's going on, everyone? The Kompetitor here, back with another Mortal Kombat 1 tutorial video. In this lesson, we're going to be covering anti-airs. Now, anti-airs are very important in Mortal Kombat 1 and most 2D fighting games, so to start off, what is an anti-air? An anti-air is basically using any move or special move or string, whatever attack it may be, to stop your opponent from approaching from the air. Now this goes all the way back to the 90s, you know, Mortal Kombat, original Mortal Kombat, doing an uppercut, Street Fighter doing a Shoryuken, whatever it is to stop your opponent from jumping. In this game we're going to cover the several types of anti-airs and how to counter some anti-air attempts. So first off, I'm just using Johnny Cage, but this applies widely to the cast on using strings and special moves for anti-airing. Most characters have a standing jab that is pretty decent for anti-airing opponents. So if we record the opponent to, you know, do like just a jump punch or something like that, right? She's gonna do a jump in. And let me do a little bit better of an arc there. So obviously if the opponent jumps in, she'll get a full combo, right? So this is where a standing jab is really good. Because usually if you standing jab anti-air someone in Mortal Kombat, you can get a full combo off it, right? So like Johnny can do something like this. And that's pretty common. So another type of anti-air in Mortal Kombat has to do with just using single normals. So down 2, your uppercut is a very great anti-air pretty much across the board. Some characters have better ones than others, and some have longer reach horizontally, so you can anti-air from further back. But generally, in a pinch, if you're just doing like a quick reaction to a jump in or like a jump kick, down 2 is your go-to. Down 2 is really good for jump kicks because it lowers your hurt box. So if we do like a jump kick, right? If I tried to anti-air that with a jab, you know, unless you're really far back, you can anti-air it with a jab. But, you know, if they're just jumping from this distance, sometimes you can't react in time and do a jab and do a full combo. However, with a down 2, you kind of low profile under the kick a little bit longer. So you might be able to get that down 2 out a little bit quicker. Or not quicker, you'll get it out because the jump kick kind of whips. And once again, it's also spacing dependent. Because in NRS games, when the opponent jumps, right? So we'll just jump from starting distance. I can't anti-air her from back here, right? Like, it's not gonna hit her. However, when people do jump normals, it extends the hurt box. So if we do that same jump, but do the jump kick, it extends our hurt box a lot further. You could anti-air all the way from back here, pretty much, by hitting the active part of their hurt box. So that's always something to note when spacing your jumps as an attacker. Like with Johnny Cage, his jump 3 is really good. So sometimes I'll jump from right here so they think that they can anti-air, and I'll do like a late jump kick to catch them, like trying to press a jab or trying to down 2. It's a pretty good strategy. And Johnny's jump 3 is really good. But definitely use this across the board, as it's a pretty important thing to know. That's another thing too, is like if I jump and I know they're setting up for an anti-air, sometimes I won't even jump kick, just knowing, because if I jump kick from right here and they try to anti-air me, the normal's gonna stick out and hit, or, you know, the jump 3 is gonna stick out and they're gonna be able to anti-air it or whatever. But sometimes if you just empty jump, right, it doesn't extend Johnny's hurt box, and if they try to do like an anti-air jab, depending on the spacing and character, it might not hit. But that's just the next level strategy and very specific thing for your character. Okay, so other types of anti-airs. We have air-to-airs. So this is one where maybe you and the opponent, you read the opponent's going to jump and you're jumping at the same time, and you air-to-air because you do a string in the air or a button in the air trying to combat them and stop them from advancing. So like if Astra's going to do a jump kick, and I know maybe, you know, maybe Johnny Cage can't anti-air her jump kick for whatever reason, right? You want to just take it to the air with her. You want to just jump up there, right? You jump at pretty much the same time. You react to the jump with a jump. and your own string. You use your fastest air button. You know, whether it's your jump kick, or if your character gets like an air bounce like Sub-Zero or something, that's even better. You know, but you read that they're gonna jump, or you react at the start of their jump, so that you can jump in the air, meet them in the air, and air to air them with your own string or button. Now, another counter to anti-airing is actually low profiling jump-ins. Now, I'm going to try my best to record an example of this one, but I haven't seen it too much in MK1. I've only done it a couple times, but sometimes you can use low attacks to avoid jump-ins altogether. So, like, I'll show from this distance, right? Ashura's jump kick would hit Johnny. Oh, she walks forward a little bit. So, maybe the jump kick would hit Johnny from this distance, right? But if I do like a down 3 at the right time, it goes under it and avoids it completely. Now normally, you know, I don't get a punish off it or anything, but you're avoiding the chip damage, you're avoiding her pressure, whatever it may be. So there's always the option of low profiling jump-ins with the right spacing. And then the last... Well, I guess we didn't cover special moves, right? So sometimes special moves in MK games are really good for anti-airing. You see this a lot more in Street Fighter, but some moves just have like really good hitbox properties. Like Johnny Cage's elbow takes like a lot of priority, so you're not normally going to be anti-airing with his down back 3, the special move, but it does have a really good hitbox for it. It's just rather slow for reacting. So I mean, you might do it on a read, or like if she's doing some funky stuff like, you know, some of the cancels or whatever, her air cancels, or maybe if you're fighting Natara. I'm not too familiar with her, but whoops, did I delete that? Okay. What was that? So I know Ashura has you know, she could cancel into stuff from her special move here, which puts her airborne. And, you know, maybe anti-airing isn't the best move there because of, you know, maybe the hitboxes or something. And she could do multiple things from the special move, so there's no guarantee that there's an air dash coming, whatever it may be. So this is where, like, maybe a special move could be really good as, like, a reversal. So, like, Rising Star there, just input buffering it beats that option, depending on the spacing. So it's... You know, that's where, like, maybe a special move might be beneficial, but once again, it's very situational. But this is one of those labbing instances where maybe you find out that, you know, you need the air-to-air or something to beat this option. Now, like, in that instance, she's doing an attack, you know? Sometimes you just gotta dash out of the way, figure out something else, but, like I said, the special move reversal seems to be the move right here. That seems to beat her dash option. It's really good. But those are just the various ways to anti-air. Now, Mortal Kombat 1 has one additional way to anti-air people. And this is the most interesting because it's the new mechanic. So in MK1, they introduced up block, which is holding the block button and you tap up. Now, when you do this, you're vulnerable and can't block grounded attacks, so it opens you up for a combo, and throws also do extra damage in this state. However, if there's a character with a really annoying jump, or if they're doing like jump-ins into specials, whatever it may be, and you can't, you know, you don't have time to anti-air it, or maybe it's just a very crazy jump-in attack that you can't anti-air because your character's moves are lacking or something, you could always up block it. Now, normally, when an opponent does like a jump kick, you know, they're +4 on block, so that means it's their turn. They could keep pressuring, right? So they can keep pressuring you after a jump in. That's how it goes. You know, she's +4, you know, you gotta respect whatever she does. However, if you up block it, it makes it completely punishable. You get a free combo on your opponent. See, it says punish. However, like I said, you have to be careful because there's counterplay to it. They could just jump in and throw. And then boom, you're getting punished for extra damage. Or of course, you know, they could empty jump in and do a combo. It's the same thing. But that's just something to be wary about there. The hardest way to counter jump-ins, though, and this goes back to MK11 if you guys played that, is flawless blocking. So normally, you know, we show that the jump kick is, you know, plus depending on how far away it is. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But you can actually flawless block the jump-ins. Now in MK11 it was super important because it made a lot of jump-ins either punishable or very minus on block to where they can't continue their pressure. And, you know, in MK1, flawless blocking it really isn't too worth it because I'm seeing that it still shows that it's +6, but the good thing about it is if you flawless block, you don't take the chip damage. I would honestly, I feel like flawless blocking is always accidental on jump-ins in this game just because you get so much more mileage off of anti-airing or using your up block. You know, it's just a habit from MK11 because in that game you were able to flawless block a jump-in and get a full combo launch off of it using your offense bar, but in this it's just not really worth it. To go for flawless blocking it, if you're actively looking for a jump in, you should just be anti-airing with one of your attacks, your jabs, even if it's just an uppercut, right? Even if it's just an uppercut to anti-air, you're still stopping them from approaching from the air, and it may not be as much damage as a full combo or anything, but you're putting that in your opponent's head, like, hey, stop jumping at me, I want to play you on the ground. And you know, that's just really important for conditioning and just setting the pacing of the match. And honestly, earlier in ranked matches, you know, if you're starting out in Combat League, if you just really focus on anti-airing, you'll be bodying a lot of people early on. Because that's something that a lot of players just, you know, they autopilot and they just keep jumping. I've played games where I only beat people using anti-airs because I just sat back and let them just jump, and their poor jump spacing and jump timing really just let me combo them and, you know, get 30% off every touch. So I think it's something that's really worth practicing, and I hope this helps you guys kind of open your eyes to the concept and learn a little bit about higher level fighting games. And if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments how many people you're anti-airing in ranked matches, and if you're absolutely just running up the leaderboards. And be sure to like and subscribe for more Mortal Kombat tutorials. I got the Johnny guide coming out soon and some ranked match gameplay as well. So thank you guys for watching.